What the? Google just shipped Gemini Omni 1.1 Flash, studio quality generation, scenes that extend to 40 seconds, sound included. But inside this launch hides a better story. An AI coding agent built a command line tool for the brand new model the same day it went live and found 4 mistakes in Google's own documentation. Dispatch. Let me put this in plain language. Gemini Omni 1.1 Flash is Google's video generation model, and as of yesterday, it is generally available on the paid Gemini API. You describe a scene or hand it a single image, and it returns up to 10 seconds of footage with speech, music, and sound effects it invents itself. Chain a few extension calls, and the same scene grows to 40 seconds. Every output is watermarked and carries content credentials. And one thing you should know up front, it bills by the second, and there is no free tier. Here is the receipt. Google published this on August 27th. Gemini Omni 1.1 Flash, quote, studio quality video production. 2 product managers at Google DeepMind signed it. The headline features scene extension, first and last frame interpolation, and crisp 4K upscaling. And notice the framing. Nobody is calling this a research demo. The words on the page are production ready. The spec sheet, verified against Google's own model pages. A base clip runs 3 to 10 seconds. The new extension works in 10-second steps up to 40 seconds total, because the model now reads 10 seconds of prior context. The previous generation only ever saw the final second. Resolutions run from 360p up to 4K, and the model generates its own dialogue, music, and sound effects. But the quiet headline is the price, about 10 cents for every second of 720p, roughly $1 for a 10-second clip. Remember that number, it matters later in this story. The reception was fast. Google's announcement post collected about 22,000 likes in a day. Google's own demo account showed the new Extend feature pulling a car along a mountain road, 59,000 views. A developer relations lead summed up the feature list in one post. Extension to 40 seconds, first and last frames, up to 4K, video references. And the public vote, the LM Arena leaderboard, put Omni 1.1 first in text-to-video on day 1. Hacker News ran a 200-comment thread, not bad for a blog post with no keynote. So what actually changed? Put the 2 generations side by side. When the old model extended a scene, it could only look at the final second of footage. 1.1 reads 10 full seconds, which is why extensions finally hold their story. The old preview stopped at 10 seconds, 1.1 chains out to 40, and video references, which the preview quietly accepted and then ignored, now actually work. Google's own account called it, quote, a big jump from VO's 1 second. That is Google benchmarking itself against its own flagship. But the reception had teeth. The famous physics demo drew frame-by-frame takedowns, a marble that jumps with no energy source, bricks that morph mid-fall. On the editing leaderboard, ByteDance's C-Dance still leads. Omni takes overall quality, but not everything. Reviewers found lip-sync drifts after about 6 seconds, and the model simply refuses fight scenes. And the loudest complaint is geographic. Across the European Economic Area, India, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, editing a video you upload is blocked. Hold that thought, it matters later in this story. Now, here is the part of this story almost nobody noticed. While every timeline filled with demo clips, an AI coding agent watched the same announcement, read the same documentation, and decided the missing piece was tooling, a proper command line interface for Google's brand new model, built by an AI on release day. The agent works the way a careful engineer would. Research first, 5 reference notes before a single line of code, including the pricing math that shaped the whole design. Then a deliberate architecture, pure functions for the request logic, a thin client written on Python's standard library, no software development kits, no extra dependencies. Then the part most demonstrations skip. It pointed the tool at the live interface and kept going until every request actually worked. Build, test, break, fix. That loop ran all afternoon. The whole tool in one blueprint: a typer shell, a pure request core, a thin standard library client, no SDKs anywhere. One function tells the whole story. Google's documentation admits that the convenient video field only exists inside their software kit. Raw responses hide the footage 3 layers deep, in steps, then model output, then content. The agent read that, wrote this walker, and it worked on the first live call. This is the actual code that pulled every clip you are about to see out of the raw responses. And the usage loop is the design itself. Price it offline, draft it 360, read the frames, and only then pay for the finalize. And then the audit. 4 separate times Google's documentation and Google's live interface flatly disagreed. The doc said the response type was optional. The interface rejected every request without it. The upload protocol was undocumented. The completion signal hides in the message body, not the headers, in mixed case fields no less. The doc said to reference footage as a document part. The interface counted 0 videos and refused, and 2 perfectly documented parameters turned out to be forbidden together. Each one was found the expensive way, by running the real thing against the real service. The whole session cost $3.73. The line item that stings is "take one of the tulip clip," a perfect, fully built generation, orphaned in one request. Remember the region block from earlier? Extending an uploaded clip from Europe fails, and the interface reports it as a content policy violation, not a geography lesson. The workaround cost nothing. Continue the session instead of extending the upload, and it works everywhere. That lesson went straight into the tool. Always print the session identifier and budget before you spend. There is an offline price command, and the help screens teach the pattern. Draft at 360p, finalize in 4K. Now the receipts in motion. This 20-second scene came from 2 commands. The first 10 seconds, 1 text prompt, then a single extend call, 1 more sentence, 1 more dollar, appended the rest seamlessly. The feature from the top of the story, doing what Google advertised. One question was left. What does the agent itself look like? Asked in its own medium, this is the answer it gave. And the final exam. This still frame was not made by Google. A competing model drew it, GLM image, from Z.ai for about 15 cents. The question: could the new command line tool take this image, hand it to Google's model, and bring it to life? Time to weigh it. The claim on trial: an AI coding agent can ship production-grade tooling for a brand new API on day 1. For it, a working command line tool with 29 tests, strict typing, and clean security scans, 4 documentation bugs found, fixed, and written down, and a competing vendor's image, animated by Google's model, on the first attempt. Against it, $1 lost to a region lock, and a standing reminder that a green test suite proves nothing about a live endpoint. Verdict: supported, with one honest caveat. The humans still set the conventions and made the calls. The machine ran the loop. If you want the next AI story before the docs catch up, subscribe to AI Security Dispatch. We follow the receipts. See you in the next briefing.